This isn't associated with any other communities or companies or none of that stuff. This is specifically for super drummers and everybody that has decided to join the school of super drumming. So let's go over the super drummer skill chart. I'm going to answer what is it for and how do you use it. So answering the first question, what is it for? It's mainly used for you to assess your own skills, like evaluate it. How many rudiments do you know? How many exercises do you know? Partial grids, for example. How many stick tricks you know? And based on all of that knowledge, you'll see on your left that you got 6 different grades. First grade being the lowest grade, like this is your first time ever picking up a pair of drumsticks and playing the drums. And then when you go all the way down to grade 6, that's like the highest level of skills that you can get. Which now we go into the next question. How do you use it? So again, you're going to use it to self-evaluate your skills. So first and second grade is basic level again. And then grades 3 and 4 is going to be intermediate level. You're like right there in the middle of the pack of skill levels. And then grades 5 and 6, you're at an advanced level of skills. So now how do you upgrade from grade 1, for example, to grade 2 or even higher, grade 3? Well, you got to look at each of the segments. You have regular based rudiments, triplet based rudiments, and odd based rudiments for your rudimental categories. And then you have your stick tricks and partial grids. So looking at rudiments, I basically categorized each rudiment based on how they naturally fit within each time signature. And with each time signature, they can be regular based time signatures, a 4/4, the 3/4, or a 2/4. So like looking at grade 1, all you would need to know is the single stroke roll, double stroke roll, paradiddle, and flam. Those are all regular based rudiments. And then you could look over to your right. You don't have to learn anything else. Just learn those 4 and master them, and you would be considered a grade 1 super drummer. And then looking at grade 2, now you got to learn 10 rudiments, regular bass rudiments. And then now you're going to look at triplet bass rudiments. You got to know 8 of them. So your triplet bass rudiments would fit in triplet based time signatures like the 6/8, the 9/8, or the 12/8. And again, this is where they fit naturally, your rudiments. And then you look at your odd bass rudiments, you would have to learn 2 odd bass rudiments. And those would naturally fit into, per se, a 5/8 time signature or a 7/8 time signature. Or if there's any other crazy odd time signatures out there that a rudiment may fit into, you would learn how to play it. Then looking over at stick tricks, you'd have to learn 2 stick tricks. These could be any type of stick trick out there. They don't have to be based on if it's basic level, intermediate, or advanced level or anything like that. Just learn 2 stick tricks and you're good to go. And then the partial grids, you'd have to learn 2 of those. The partial grids would fall under the category of exercises within the school of super drumming, which there are a whole bunch of them that you can learn from. Again, for grade 2 and even looking at grade 3, you only need to learn any of the 2 partial grids for grade 2, 6 of the partial grids for grade number 3. And speaking of grade number 3, when you look at the rudimental categories again, this time what's added to each category of rudiments are the beats per minute, the BPM. So now, for example, with regular bass rudiments, you would have to learn 11 of them at 100 beats per minute or higher. For triplet bass, it's the same thing, 6 rudiments though. And then for the odd bass one, you got to learn 2 rudiments at 140 beats per minute or higher. And then you could just look all the way down to grade 4, grade 5, grade 6. They get more and more complex and more detailed with what you got to do. And then another major change up, when you look at grade 4 for partial grids, you would have to learn 6 regular bass partial grids, 4 triplet bass partial grids, and 2 odd based partial grids. So again, the partial grids would be categorized based on what time signature they would fall under. And then for grades 5 and 6, now you have additional information. Going back to your rudiments real quick. Now for regular bass rudiments for grade 5, you got to play 2 of them at 30-second notes. And for grade 6, you got to play 6 of them at 30-second notes. So that's the additional information for rudiments for those 2 grades. And then again, for those 2 grades, looking at the partial grids, now you got to play 5 of them at a certain tempo, like 120 beats per minute for regular bass partial grids. Odd bass, 140, 3 of them if you're looking at grade 5. And then finally 1 at 220 beats per minute for the odd based partial grid for grade 5. And then grade 6, it gets a little more advanced. You're going to play more partial grids. Pretty much the same concept there. So pretty much to summarize this, this is again a way for you to assess your own skill levels, see what you need to work on, what you should and don't need to do. And again, this is mainly based for the School of Super Drumming for all of the students there so they can figure out exactly what's going on and pretty much have a guide for themselves. If you have any questions or concerns or anything like that, you could leave a comment below or you can email me at support@schoolofsuperdrumming.com and I will be more than happy to assist you with anything that you need. I hope that this video was helpful for you and I hope that you have a nice day.